Hello and welcome to the deck tech for my deck for Worlds 2026. It's my very first Worlds, and I'm bringing something a little spicy. Now, I've been on vacation for the last week or so I haven't been able to grind out REV much. So this is mostly just theory crafting. But I am very excited to play this deck. This is red-white artifact and enchantment tokens. It's really built around two cards. I'm going to start going up the curve right now with Kitsune Matriarch. Just a very threatening one drop, one mana threats that are must answer are just good against everyone. This has always been a card that's impressed me, and this deck is not fully maximizing it. There's a lot of cards in this deck that only make tokens once. There's a lot of cards in this deck that don't make tokens at all. But even still, I think Kitsune Matriarch is just an absolutely uh, must answer card in a lot of circumstances, and it's a place I'm glad to start on one in this deck. The other card we're built around is Karaz Monument. Karaz Monument is a 2 mana enchantment, enters with a charge counter, gets another charge counter whenever another enchantment you control enters, and whenever an artifact you control enters, you remove a charge counter from it, not optional, and then you draw a card and it becomes a 3/3 with flying. So if you're playing enchantments and artifacts, you're just drawing cards, you're hitting your opponent with 3/3. It's just a very value heavy card, hard to interact with right now, so long as you have the right density of artifacts and enchantments, especially artifacts. Um, and these cards don't exactly work with each other, but they both work with a lot of other cards, including most of my 2 drops, such as Shigana Manor Burns. Shigana Manor Burns, it's an enchantment that makes an artifact. So if you go Cross Monument into Shigana Manor Burns, you immediately just get another charge counter, immediately remove it, make your Cross Monument into a 3/3, draw your card. Um, uh, Shigana Mana Burns also just ramps us into our 4 drops. We got a couple of very strong 4 drops. It can rummage away redundant stuff. We have a couple of graveyard synergies as well. Apply pressure. This is not an aggro deck, but it does want to apply pressure to the opponent's life total. Kitsune Matriarch, Karaz Monument, Shigana Mana Burns can all do that. As can Flags on High, which is kind of an unusual card. It's not super powerful in this deck. It's an enchantment for Karaz Monument. The haste can occasionally matter with some of our creatures. It makes tokens for Kitsune Matriarch, and it makes a lot of sacrificable permanents for a card we'll be seeing later. Uh, and then also on 2, we have Fateful Ascent. Fateful Ascent doesn't have much to do with the game plan of this deck, but it is the best white removal spell right now. So I'm just running it for that reason. Only 2 of them. I'm trying to be a little more assertive, a little more threat-dense main deck. The other 2 are in the sideboard in case I want them. Uh, Going up the curve to 3, there's 2 3 drops in the deck. One is Fabricated Anomaly. Maybe the best card in the format. Certainly up there. Just very strong card. Makes an artifact for Karaz Monument. Makes a token for Kitsune Matriarch. Pumps the Flags on High tokens. Pumps Kitsune Matriarch. Can even pump Karaz Monument when it attacks as a creature. Just multiple threats in one. Hard to interact with. Just generally good against everyone. Love this card. We got 4 of them, so we can discard extras if we draw too many. Also on 3, Gone Pickin', 3 copies. Gone Pickin' is an interesting removal spell. To pick 3 mana removal is quite a cost, but this did get recently buffed. The berry is now +2/+2, and that can really matter. Just having this effectively deal 2 damage to face the turn it's played is really nice. It's an artifact and an enchantment for Karaz Monument. It's a token for Kitsune Matriarch. And it can answer battles and artifacts. There's a number of battles in the format right now that I really do want to kill, and Fateful Ascent don't kill them. Especially the prowess one. Advance of Nope, Clash at Mr. Vale. Clash at Mr. Vale is a card I really want to answer, and Gone Pickin' can answer it. Going up to 4, we have Offset Demon. It's an enchantment that makes an enchantment token, so once again, synergy. And Offset Demon has just proved to be an incredibly impressive card this entire season. A lot of the good interaction does not line up well into this. It's great with ways to loot away excess copies. If you can play an Offset Demon with an Offset Demon in the graveyard, that's just such an enormously valuable play against so many opponents. And we can set that up with Shigana Mana Burns or Fabricated Anomaly. Got the full 4 copies, pressure the opponent's life total, pad our life total, get late game value, just be a general nuisance. Also on 4, Darkstar Severance. It's an enchantment that makes an artifact once again. And this is not that great into aggro, but into slower decks. The ability to, beginning of combat on our turn, sack a non-land permanent, such as the chart it gives you, to make a 3/1 with Trample and Haste. We can sack the tokens to it itself. It makes a token every turn for Kitsune Matriarch. You can sack the Severance itself if you just need more tokens. You can sack the Berry from Gone Pick. You can sack the Treasure from Shigana Mana Burns. You can sack an Overflow that just ran, isn't going to run for a while. You can sack your Flags on High, or the tokens off Flags on High. One of the things I do like with this deck is Fateful Ascent is one of the best removal spells in the format, and we are really good at making use of the chart token that we are given by Fateful Ascent. That if an opponent might be forced to Fateful Ascent, a Fabricated Anomaly has gotten really big, but then the token that they give us, it triggers our Kitsune Matriarch, it triggers our Qarazzle Monument, it can be sacked to our Darkstar Severance. And then the curve tops out at 5 with Evaviva Gribixek. Now, in my heart of hearts, it might not be correct to put Evaviva in this deck, but I don't care. I love Evaviva, and I want to be repping Errors in the Weft with this deck. And so Evaviva is here. Top of the curve, you can ramp into it with Shigana Mana Burns. Real nuisance for control and mid-range decks. Uncounterable, makes a ton of stats. Our mono base is quite skewed to actually play this quad red card. Makes tokens for Kitsune Matriarch even. I'm excited to run Evaviva into some people. And then running the deck, we got 4 Terminal Impact. One thing I like with this deck is just playing Qarazzle Monument, Gone Pickin', and good cards. Every other card in this deck, I'm playing some of the best cards in the format. Anomaly, Matriarch, Offset Demon, Shigana Mana Burns, Fateful Ascent, Terminal Impact. These are all just, even Flag on High, all excellent, excellent cards. This deck has a lot of different types of draws. It has aggro draws, mid-range draws, even kind of control-y draws. But its draws tend to be good because its cards are good. Terminal Impact, great removal spell. On turn 1, deals with Husk Forgers and Solidarity creatures. Later in the game, just kills the opponent because we're pressuring them with so many kind of incidental face damage things. Even has the Sweeper mode, which I don't think I've ever used the Sweeper mode on Terminal Impact, but it does exist. In the Mana base, we are heavily red, as I said. So we got 2 Plains, 3 Primal Fissure, 4 Temple of Origins, 2 Torrid Path, 4 Windbeaten Stones, 1 Grip Festivarium as my kind of 1 value land, and the rest are basic mountain. I do want a lot of basic mountain in this deck because I do want untapped mana on turn 4 for my Offset Demon and Darkstar Severance. That's why only 3 Primal Fissure. It's still enough sources for turn 1 Kitsune Matriarch by Karsten numbers. And hopefully I will not have to play, I'll play my fast lands like Torrid Path and Temple and Primal Fissure early on, and then I'll have an untapped land on turn 4 to slam, Offset, or Darkstar Severance, or even turn 3 with Shigana Mana Burns. Moving on to the sideboard, for aggro, we got 4 Deafening Clarion. I don't want them in the main, they kill enough of my stuff, they're slightly awkward, but some decks Deafening Clarion is just a huge annoyance to them, so it's great to have. 2 Shock, I am slightly afraid of stuff like Solidarity and certain aggro decks, and this is good against Envoy as well. Much better against Envoy. Looming Psyhawk. Great in the mirror, obviously. Great against a lot of the token aggro decks, Cat and Trees in this tournament. Turns off Envoy combo. Turns off a number of combos like Goober combo. The other 2 Fateful Ascents, in case there's big things I need to kill. 1 End of Mutations as an additional anti-control piece. My main deck is pretty slanted against control, so I only really need the 1. And 3 Golden Bloom of the Silence, not for any deck in particular. It's fine against Reanimator. It's fine against Prowess. But mostly just here because someone might find some annoying combo deck and Golden Bloom will stop it. As a red-white deck that mostly operates at Sorcery Speed, I'm a little soft to combo. Overall, like as I said, I don't think I've broken the format. There's definitely been some months where I feel like, oh yeah, I have the best deck in the room. I've really broken this format. Golems again, the Spore Spawning deck, Envoy. This doesn't feel like that. This is a good deck, I'm sure, but probably not the best deck in the room. Someone's probably thought of something better. There is a 16th card in my sideboard, which I'm not able to show here. I got a Power Play. That's the Conspiracy. That says, you always win the die roll. It's a pretty good card, and the fact that I win the die roll does mean that my matchup, especially against aggro, just automatically gets like 10% better. In general, I think against stuff like Solidarity and tokens, I got the Deafening Clarions, I got the Looming Psyhawks, I got the Shocks, Terminal Impact, Flags on a High is really annoying against Solidarity. Gain Life of Offset Demon, Block of Kitsune Matriarch, removal for their stuff. I mean, if this deck can't beat Solidarity, I don't know what can. Similarly, tokens shouldn't be a problem. And against control, I think I'm pretty comfortable against control. Offset Demon's a huge problem for them. They don't like threatening 1-drops like Matriarch. I can remove their threats with Fateful Ascent. Fabricated Anomalies, the problem with them. Eva Viva, Darkstar Severance, going over the top and killing them by terminal impact to the face. All of these great against control. What I'm really worried about is like Kumrak and Provocative. Just fair mid-range decks. Often I'm going to be spending turn 2 on like a Shigana Man at Burns or a Karaz Monument, not affecting the board. And if they're going Husk Forger into threatening 3-drop, like any of the 3-drops from Exalted Twiltry, then I could fall behind and just not have time to either go onto them or go over them. So I think those are probably going to be my weaker matchups, but given this is World, I'm expecting something fairly polarized, a lot of aggro, a lot of control, even some combo. And I think I'll have to just let the fact that I get to be on the play every game, every match rather, really carry me against mid-range. Which is by no means an unwinnable matchup. Like if I curve out, I can do mid-range things too, just as well as them. But yes, I'm excited for Worlds. I will be playing in the Archaeologist tournament, but I will not be recording that. Got an excited deck plan for that as well. Exciting deck plan for that as well, full of some of my favorite cards. Um, oh, and you may have noticed looking at this deck list, I am playing every possible version of every card. I got all 3 Fabricated Anomalies. I got both Flags on High. I got where's another card that has 3 versions? I have. Is the only one with 3 versions? I got all 3 Temple of Origins. All 3 wind-beaten stones, all unique mountains. It's a celebration of everything I love to do in Rev, some of which is just making decks that are hard for people to look at. But yeah, if you're a World's competitor, see you on the field of battle. Hopefully I acquit myself honorably. Make sure to sign up for... Oh, wait. By the time this is published, Worlds has already started, so it's too late to sign up for Fantasy Worlds. Um, long live Revolution Custom Standard, and good night.